finally, at long friggin' last, figured out what the issue was with this. So, for the longest time, I had an issue with the notepad not saving. When it was saving, it just didn't want to save it in the right... It was technically in the right format, but for some reason it was adding an extra extension on the end, and I didn't realize when it was saving the correction codes. And this intro is also friggin' awesome. Good look up whoever did these intros. But yeah, so at first the code was saving in the, I guess with a little, like, couple letters off. And then, kept having an issue with black boxes, which actually I'll show in a second here. But basically just had an issue with a black box showing up around the booster. And it has been a minute. So let's see if I can show it. Go fight irony here. Where's the space dome? I want to go to the space dome. So yeah. First things first, I'm gonna go to the settings. Okay, let me pause it real quick, go to the settings, and show you what I was talking about. So this one. So for some reason, turning on that FPS thing. Oh, well, it doesn't even want to do it now. Odd. For that matter, for some reason, I can't go left. Also odd. Actually, I think it might only update that FPS thing once you restart it or something. But yeah, so yeah, that for whatever reason that was just giving me like a circular, sometimes blocky, like translucent box of the boosters. I don't know. I'm not really sure why this isn't working. Left. There we go. Alright. Can I move left? Yes. I can now move left. Technology is amazing. Alright. Can I even hit anything anymore at this point? Yes, it turns out. Because I haven't forgotten everything. Alrighty. But I think... I think I might disable some stuff in the space dome, because that looks just plain black and nothing else. I'm not sure. Gonna do a few of these to kind of catch up. Like I said, it has been a hot minute. Like, I want to say it's been almost 7-ish months? Something like that. Wait, there we go, there's the space dome. I think it just might be the stars that aren't showing up right. How do I get ECM rockets? That's handy. Really don't remember even having those. I forget if the generator jammers are a rocket or not. That'd be kind of neat to have. I don't know. But it's kind of funny, the other day I was trying to make an analogy of trying to explain why I thought Verdict Day reminded me of Silent Line. And that was kind of why. Like, the bizarre gadgets and whatnot that just are there for entire shutdowns seem kind of unfair if you think about it. Like, stuff like generator jammers and whatnot, I could totally see that actually existing in Verdict Day, and I mean, to some extent it does. I know that there's at least some ways to mess with a generator. I forget exactly how that worked, though. Like, they weren't direct jammers, I don't believe. Also, this guy is Ducky Parry Blade Master from the last game. I don't know if he just went up going on a drinking binge and lost his friend or whatever. He's basically the same basic, okay, same general idea, but a little bit worse. He's better with the parry blade, worse with everything else. So if his left-hand weapon actually did some kind of stun or whatever, like if he used the heat howitzer, that guy would be deadly as crap. But he doesn't, so he's not. I don't know why this guy always makes me think of Monster Hunter or whatever. It's just weird, because I actually haven't played that series that much. Kept trying to get into it, and like relatively recently gave Freedom Unite a chance after it went on sale, and I can actually play it on a bigger screen. Kind of funny in many ways. I actually kind of regret buying a Vita. The thing kind of spoiled me on portable screen sizes. And quite frankly, I pretty much use it as a glorified PSP anyway. And I got it for practically free, but still. I think like the only two things that I legitimately like binge played on that thing were the XCOM remake and Assault and Sanctuary. Alright. Yeah, this guy's pretty fun. I like this guy's build. It's similar again to the one of the extra guys in the last one. Pretty much two pistols, and in this case he uses rockets instead of large missiles. Yeah, he seems to be doing better. Not having a particularly fantastic time actually hitting him. But this is doing it, right? My ECM rockets. Yeah, this is just coming off the last starter AC run, so a little bit weird on aiming with rockets still. You know, what better place to start this back up than pretty much the hardest mission in the game, of course. It's funny because it's not even, it's not specifically like the fight itself is terribly hard. Like if you have anything they can lock on, it's not terribly difficult. But there is just so much stuff running around so radically that it's like the ultimate anti-rocket level. There we go. Goodbye, buddy. I'm thinking maybe because some of the lighting effects are disabled, maybe the stars are disabled in the background. Dang it, whoever wrote these codes, you turned off the friggin' stars. Claire shouldn't be bad. Probably do this fight before she gets killed off. No, it's not her, it's Porcupine that gets killed off. What do I think of it? All the other ones have randomized fighting themes. Why does this one not? I guess I actually don't go to Space Dome that much. I never really realized it. Alright, Claire, what are you doing? Goodbye. Yeah, if you're doing any kind of low run or whatever else, she is a pain. Not so much in this case, but She can be a pretty severe one. But it just occurred to me, why have I still not updated my cockpit settings? There we go, that'll work. Up for where's my remnants? Make you yellow. For some reason. Let me check my insides here. I want to say generator... No, generator jammers, I'm pretty sure those are a hidden part. Never use them, so I don't know. Oh, wait, there we go. Yep. That's a generator killer rocket. Never mind. Alright, I want to use one of those for sure. They do damage-wise. That's all, but it's pretty decent. And missiles, of course, here. A little hard to hit in here, but at least I'm not eating all of her missiles. At least now that I'm actually moving anyway. Tension's out or something. Alright, there we go. I love the theme randomization in this. Like, I love randomness in everything, but I just love that the music's randomized. It's such a tiny change, and it works so well. Also, I gotta say, appreciate the paint job on this thing. Just look at the face, and look at the core in the head there. Actually matched it up. Love it. Here's Doge. Why don't we go Wasteland? Every time somebody uses that kind of loadout, I like to do the Wasteland here. We can jam your brains here. This is more of a heart and lungs kind of situation. Just feels so fitting out here. And I think it's just because of that one mission that's out here where you fight the douchebag with linear guns. Feels like everything should be exploding out here. I don't know, everything about Silent Line is just amazing to me. I had all the nostalgia for 3 and I understand all that, but then this comes out and I'm like, hey, here's the same aesthetic, and then we made everything absolutely crazy. And we just basically took a lot of the ideas that needed improving, improved those, improved the AI, added some part destruction. Great. So I'm excited that this works again. Needless to say. Granted, between work and finding a house and everything else, there won't exactly be much time for this. I have a little window now because I've emailed about every friggin' house I can find in the city, and no work stuff and I can really do for the next hour and 25 minutes, more or less. So there's that. Alright, so that's as far as that can go. Now, are there any more rockets I can load onto this thing? Even left-handed ones will do at this point, because this next part is just going to be... Forgot about those. I always forget about all of the various amounts of upgrades to different stuff you can get in this, too. Well, first off, yes. I'm probably just going to end up using that. I would say... Man, I forget what the deal is with this one. I think it's just the same thing, but heavier. Anyhow, yeah, I don't really use any of those because this is a rocket only, not manual fire. I had howitzers on my left hand last time that I did this whole thing. Now, a howitzer only run, that sounds interesting. Something to consider. Yeah, I don't think there's any additional rockets I can really pop onto this thing. It's not cost effectively. Where are they? Yeah, let's see, double firing, but it's still 60. And I'll pick it up for the hell of it. I think that, yeah, this, I think, has more. Find that. That's handy, I suppose. Yeah, because it's 45 on these mids, if I remember. Yeah, it is 45. Okay. Well, I already have the 70-round one, so I should have been using that. So that should boost it up to 105 rockets? No, it's 20%, so... out to math, like 85 or so. Let's see, I'm getting about an extra 15 from that, getting about an extra 14 from that. So I'd be better off just putting on a second one of these. Or no, I wouldn't. Temporarily switching to side shields. There we go. That's a pretty good setup. So the problem with the attack an unexplored region thing is pretty self-explanatory if you've done it before. Just basically crap everywhere, and more of it keeps coming in, and if you do everything too quickly, you can just pretty much wind up overwhelmed. If you wind up doing everything too slowly, you can wind up overwhelmed. And the fact that everything is all erratic and doesn't want to be hit doesn't exactly help things either. There's a hidden part down there. Right.
Multiple heat sources detected. They seem to be protecting something.
They all just like spawn in as you go along.
Raven, watch yourself.
So most things will take 2 shots from any one of these, and I'm not exactly starting off terribly well here. But these guys become faster as soon as you hit them. A little bit of choppiness going on, I'm not sure why that is. Oh, it's probably just because of what it is. Now, The best way to do this seemed to just be to do these kind of like curve shots. Try to do them as long distance as possible. Problem is you can't always adjust in time, but this is why I loaded up as many rockets as I could onto this thing. I guess given how many guys there are out here, quite frankly it's better just to waste a few shots than end up getting hit. In retrospect, I should have swapped out the inside parts. I'm just flubbing this. Oh, lag spikes aren't helping though. So if it ends up taking 3, I might be better off actually doing that ammo thing after all. And still, you erratic bastard. Weird speed up there. Actually, I think I might have leaned on my fast forward button. So I think they might be done spawning now. Which could just be the ones left. No, don't get fast. Yeah, so it's just the ones left now. Somebody hit him for me. That kind of stuff made me consider doing a pacifist run a while ago. This is probably going to be months down the line when I have time for that, but... that would be something. 'Cause technically you can get most things to hit each other, and for everything that's left over... Well, if you just happen to put down a mine and they happen to step on it, I mean... They kind of hurt themselves, it's just floating there. I don't know, it's an idea. But yeah, that worked out. I go back to my default build now. More of these double rockets. I keep these 70s. Honestly, the speed difference wasn't that noticeable. I'm gonna stick with... Yeah, I'll do the 45s unless something else is needed. Honestly, it was more than enough. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna No, I am gonna go put back on the 70s, because, Ibis can be a little bit of a pain. And I'm actually gonna keep these, because I wonder what'll happen if he ends up getting those. Forgot to test on the MTs there, but kinda makes me wonder. Wait a minute, it's this one. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I forgot that they always have a preparing for the last mission.
Spread out. We don't know the exact location of the reactor core.
Oh, goodbye, Porcupine. I'm trying to open the thing. I was trying to open up. Like, put up my friggin' shield here. And I forgot to put on the better shield. Okay, good job, genius.
Sector A01, clear. There's nothing here.
That's nice. You're also not surviving this. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to fight them. These ones it does, though. They do a BS amount of damage, as always. But I think I'm just gonna have to live with that, because right now I am just eating that BS amount of damage without really hitting them. I think it goes dead on. There we go, finally. It took a second. And you end up getting a heal up halfway through this anyway. Right before yet another mid-boss.
Sector N16 clear.
And they do give you enough of a little window because they expect you to get locked in each of those
Enemy
rooms
down.
and fight.
Where to next?
Leave the staying and fighting with somebody else.
Sector A18 clear. It's impassable.
Sector MO8 clear. There's nothing here.
All that's left now is to actually go through the one room that's or the two rooms that are mandatory full of spiders. Our little pew-pews. Your nonsense damage.
Sector C24 clear.
Grenades.
Copy that. Keep moving.
We'll just blow up already. Thank you.
Sector N04 clear. Roger that. Continue your search.
There we go. Here's the mandatory spider room. Meds for this. As long as you get them right as they're walking out, there really isn't much damage.
Sector C30 clear. Something is wrong with my AC, though.
Sector M20. Enemy spotted.
All Ravens. Malice is down.
Goodbye. Rip you. Alrighty. I give you a couple more BS spots in here. And now it's time for a free heal up. How this happens, who the hell knows? Who the hell cares? Had some band-aids stored away in the glove box. Patched everything back up to 8,000 AP.
Careful.
As you do.
Enemy targets ahead.
I'm out of ammo. Pulling
Actually kind of curious what happens if I hit him with one of these. Alright, so you don't actually have to kill this guy, you can just fly over him. I'm just gonna keep going forward now to try and catch up on time a little bit. They do give you enough time because they expect you to fight the last boss and all that.
They've got me surrounded in Sector P4.
And then they launch a bunch of missiles. Goodbye, porcupine.
Ravens, we just lost barbed wire.
It's the old Phantasma rifle over here. Good stuff.
Raven, that's the only sector that hasn't been searched.
Neat. Got some more BS bots in here. Oh, knife is the one that goes down. No, stop killing me. I don't like those things very much.
Retreating. My energy gauge isn't recharging.
Yeah, I might have messed with one of my rockets. Sorry, lady. For that matter, I thought Calamity died.
The reactor core. Raven, destroy it.
And like I said, that's all you really have to do. Blow up the thingy, and there you go.
Reactor core destroyed.
We'll just ignore the boss that's right there. Neat. Still can't move up in the arena, but there's this one. The old double rifle builds and all that. It's actually pretty decent with the missiles and whatnot. Not exactly ye old white glint here, but he's decent. Probably should add decoys or something. Come on. Get jammed. Actually. Thankfully, rifles aren't nearly as good in this one. Although that one's pretty harsh at times. You know what this guy is? He's basically the end guy from Formula Front. Got a really similar setup. Just kind of like light midweight rifle spammer with some weird rocket trajectories going on. And I want to say that they were kind of going for that with Mobius. I mean, like looking at this guy, you'd think, oh, there must be something crazy and amazing about this guy. Clearly, he must have something that nobody else does. Because what the hell's he doing up here with this setup? And the answer is, he probably bribed his way to the top. Alright. Ooh, last little mission-y bit here. Also known as Skip Everything.
Raven, your signal.
Oh my god. That frame rate, though.
I'm waiting.
Wow, I can't even push the frame skip button.
Less force?
Weird.
Raven.
This. Yeah, I don't know what it is about that. This lag is insane. Huh. Alright, well. I don't think I'm gonna need any of those. Speed this up a little bit. And I'll be fine now.
Checking serial number. XA26483.
Ew. I really love this setup though for like a last boss here. We got the sad music going and just all pretending to do scans and stuff from the other end. You got your sweet eye lasers going on. Yeah, I'm gonna feel really stupid if this actually doesn't give me back my weapons at the reset.
Security disabled.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. Can't think of any possible practical reason to have your giant friggin' iPads here. Later, Chuckles. A little circle there.
Establishing connection.
Hi, Ibis. You actually haven't been established at all up to this point, thank you. Just some, like, vague hint that there is a thing, but not him specifically.
Raven. Switching modes. Engaging final directive.
Hi there, Spiky 9-Ball. Yeah, so this guy partially
System
makes me
phase
wonder,
22-4.
like whether this was a
Engaged.
universal design thing or if there really was like a whole timeline split thing. And just like they had one that was like a moving, policing AI thing, and what happens if I get you? Jack all happens. Alright. Like they had one that was moving around and all independent and everything. That would have been 9-Ball, and then they had another one that was like set in one place and meant to control all establishments and whatever. And then just like each of the, well, different bits of different generations were just like different outcomes of different decisions on how to use those. Alright, you need to come down here. I don't want to adjust my aim.
Scanning target.
I only have a vague idea of where he's going to be there. I have no idea what to do about this lag. There. How about you do less of that, sir? I think I just blew his back parts off.
Scan in progress. Adapting systems.
I never really noticed that little detail, like whether his back parts are supposed to get blown off automatically or just purges them or what. Beating him a little fast here. Might end up having to come back with more rockets. He's a little fast. Or I should say erratic more so than fast.
Scan complete.
Alright, buddy. rust is real. Seems weird to say while losing quite severely, but he's not actually that difficult. He's just kind of erratic. Oh, yeah, definitely need to probably swap out the ammo pack for probably the heavy rockets, I would think. Did we... What's going on here? Just crash. Let me get my button back. Where's my make stuff go faster button? There we go. You are fired! You lost. We fired you. I'm just kinda dickish of him, like maybe he thought, hey, they'll come back. If I fire them, though, they can't get fixed up. Real death sentence. And he's not wrong, that makes a lot of sense. For one thing, this. For another... Wow. 4,500, huh? Neat, but maybe later. Let's get our hectos on. Swap this out for, yeah, the 50. That works. It's reasonably hefty, but that'll work. Thing is, he doesn't have that much health. I think it's like 6 large rockets to get him down. Mainly the issue that I was having there was by the time my shot would get to him, he'd already be moved on to another zip code. And I also don't need those generator jammers.
I'm waiting.
Alright, Sarah, that's fine.
Serious force?
Yeah, no kidding. He called me from inside a blender. Yeah, the strategy with large rockets is pretty much just shoot him a couple times while he's in his slow phase, and then after he's out of that, you just kind of go to the corner. He'll eventually go up and try to blade. But he's not too severe about it, so usually you can just get a couple shots off and awkwardly fidget away.
Registration confirmed.
Yeah, it's still funny that the unthrottle thing doesn't even work here because it's lagging so much.
Security disabled.
Clearly it isn't, because this guy's still shooting at me. Unless he's not security, he's just like the angry guard dog. It doesn't matter what we do, he just keeps attacking the neighbors. Friggin' went and vaporized Bob the other day, he was just trying to offer us some sugar or whatever. Came over with some watermelon and got blown the hell up. He's kind of a terrible guard dog, actually. Probably pour some water on him.
Establishing connection.
It's funny because it's supposed to be one of those, like, you rush, like, through it and they all open up as you go through kind of things. But they always do so awesomely in Metal Gear, and in that one you just kind of, like, face plant over and over. Unless you're supposed to walk through it, but that's a whole other story.
Modes. Engaging final directive.
Yes, you have to liquidate the LLC assets. Better. You might not hold my shield up. Hold it too. Oh, hey, buddy. Right, can we not... I don't know what triggers them to do that whole, like,
Scanning
away from the air thing.
Target scan in progress. Adapting systems.
Alright, bud. Come on now. Lag is killing me here. Up and down frame rate. Like playing Puke. I guess I'm better off just playing in the open then. Another idea would probably be to put on some cleats. That's the problem, I just can't keep up with them right now, especially with how slow this is. Right. So, cleats and a bit of a different setup, that's what's needed. And I think... So I just changed one of the settings. I have a feeling that I may know what's causing that lag there. See if that fixes it. In the meantime... have fleets? Have fleet. Wait, especially when these become 45s. Generator is probably going to want to become something else. Actually, no, that generator's fine. Test this out.
Main system. Engaging test mode.
Mildly better. Yeah, what happened to these guys later on?
Verified. Test mode disengaged.
I think that'll do, and then if there isn't lag, then there really should be no excuse to be failing this. Actually, better yet, I don't even need the mid-rockets. Place those with some more ammunition for everything else. Sounds about right. Load, 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 load.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Generator.
Raven, your signal.
Alright, it's still
I'm
doing
waiting.
stuff. Hang on.
Sarah's voice?
There we go. Oh, there we go. That's beautiful.
Raven, the connection is breaking up.
Okay. Well, still a couple issues, but it's better. It's noticeably better. I mean, the sound is still a little bit choppy, but it's not as noticeable in the actual game. That was just the texture scaling being set too high. Elevator.
Checking serial number XA26483.
Neato.
Registration confirmed.
If there's anything else I can screw with here. What happens if I set the rendering resolution to just normal? I mean, it looks a little bit like crap, but see if it helps with lag, and then I'll just turn it back on later. Alright.
Security disabled.
Yeah, that did it. I might have just been upscaling it, because it seemed everything was better and couldn't react in time. Alright. Definite improvements. Alright. Stop wrecking my butt, please. Thank you. Rot machine. That's following me.
Establishing connection.
Okay, I came unarmed. Let's talk about this. Let my people go. And stuff. I guess by which I mean like corporate overlords build stuff?
Raven.
Why the hell are we doing all this anyway?
Switching modes. Engaging final directive.
Alright, can't fast forward this. Demon 9-ball.
System phase 22-4. Engaged.
Doop, 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 doop. Bang. Man, this is so much better. Although, now I've started seeing with a crappy resolution, but whatever. Okay, let me see what happens if I set it to times. Hang on. It just looks like a weird mess of blocks at a distance. There we go. Now we can see stuff. How about you stop raining death on me? It's been a hot minute, so I don't remember how to get him to stop doing the whole raining death crap. Kind of annoying.
Scanning target. Target scan in progress. Adapting systems. Scan complete.
Alright, already doing better. There we go. I did it.
Confirmation check.
So much easier when you can actually tell
Disconnecting.
what's going
Reverting
on.
to safe mode. Main system shutdown.
So I love that you can hear the glass shattering.
XA26483. My function is complete.
Raven. The rest is up to you.
So, his feet, or hers, or whatever, its feet, look a lot like the Aaliyah's from 4th.
Raven, please copy. Over.
I really realized earlier. Bye-bye, airplane. Now we go back. And we see all the stuff down below. And I guess right off to do more jobs or whatever. It's just kind of right back to work in the crazy megalopolis, and I love that cityscape right there. So friggin' amazing. Well, probably the pollution there must suck. Thank you. You make awesome games. Alright. And lost 55 grand. Alright. That just cracks me up about Silent Line. You friggin' lose money on everything. And then instead of just giving you new parts, like, you gotta go buy them. We pulled them out of storage for you. All that. I need to get some A ranks, though. I'm gonna think of it. Is this the one where they... I think it was Nexus where they started saying what weapons you preferred. Say. Yeah, so it's a little bit harder to get the A ranks in this one. Might have to redo that one and that one. These, yes. Like, realistically, you don't have to get a perfect average or anything.
The enemy controls the sky. Stay on the ground en route to the objective. Raven, you've been spotted.
Ah, screw it. Alright, I think I'm just gonna screen these. This is basically just going back and redoing these a bunch of times. I was hoping to just rush through this one. You just basically gotta keep redoing them until you get high enough ranks. Usually if you get rid of any E's or D's, it's enough to just do it. I'll go do that now.